Thank you, but we are going to head even further west than Clemens. We're taking Horace Greeley's advice to head west, young man. Starmount and Forbush. They host a couple of Western Piedmont showdowns tonight, and this is the debut for WXII photographer Jeff Amernick, who turns reporter tonight. He has those stories.
Starmount football means tradition, rubbing the star for luck, and running through the student body. Burlington Cummings has a great football tradition too. Number 90, named not on roster, upholds that tradition with the 4-yard touchdown run. Rams come right back. Junior quarterback James Houston takes off down the sideline through the raindrops. 74 yards later, touchdown. The game is tied at 7. But the Rams fall to the Cavaliers 24-14. Down US 421, more muck at Forbush, but no problems for the Bucking Elks. QB Matt Reniger to number 26, Adam Weatherman. The weather, no problem for him. 61 yards for the score. To cap off our evening in Yadkin County, it'll be number 3, Mitch Allen. The 55-yard punt return for the touchdown. Elkin cruises 67-13. This is a soggy Jeff Amernick for Touchdown Friday night.
All right, Jeffrey, thank you very much. Now to Davidson County. What a matchup this one is. Ledford at North Davidson. Both teams made the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
All right, we got some more action from Surrey County. 2 games, 4 teams, among them only 1 loss. Starmount at Surrey Central, Allegheny at East Surrey. Jeff Amernick, the man behind the camera I'm looking into, has the story.
Starmount's ready to take on the undefeated Golden Eagles of Surrey Central. Rams strike fast. His family told me at dinner, put number 11 on TV. Well, Garrett Shore makes it on Touchdown Friday night. A 63-yard touchdown run to put the Rams up 7-0. More first quarter excitement for the Shore family and all Starmount fans. Running back Brandon Jessup cuts through the Surrey Central defenders on an 84-yard romp to the house. The Rams go on to a 30-17 victory to remain unbeaten in conference play. Next stop, Pilot Mountain, where a great group of Allegheny fans watch their Trojans try to stop the East Surrey Cardinals. After a scoreless first half, it's Chris Griggs. Oh no, he's the decoy. It's a pass. Chase Smith to TJ Baroth. 47 yards later, and a bunch of people picking up their underwear. It's a touchdown. Next possession is Chris Griggs' time. The Cardinals' senior star waltzes his way to the end zone. Suddenly, East leads 14-0. Saving the best for last, Chase Smith brings the ball to our house. Jeremy East does the rest. 60 yards later, we have the final score of the night. East Surrey wins 21-0. For Touchdown Friday night, I'm Jeff Amernick.
Thank you, Jeffrey. We move on. East Davidson and North Davidson. And now to Greensboro, where 2 more Piedmont Triad 3A teams battle for conference supremacy. Jeff Amernick has Carver Smith and the story from High Point Andrews and Western Guilford.
Carver staking claim to Smith's house early. Touchdown Friday night favorite Javon Biddle going 8 yards for the score. Golden Eagles come right back. Neon Dion Adams goes prime time with the high step. Then a 45-yard foot race with Mr. Official. Adams wins and the score is tied at 7. There's no fear in the Carver Nation. Eric Eaton finds the end zone behind the great line blocking. Show me the final score. The happiest girl at Western Guilford tonight, homecoming queen Savannah Dobbin. But her king, Corey Austin, he's not too happy after getting wrapped up by Andrews Lamar Wilkerson. That leads to punt time, and a flying Andrews Steed blocks it. Junior Robinson is Johnny on the spot for Andrews as the Red Raiders ruin Western's homecoming 32-9. For Touchdown Friday night, I'm Jeff Amernick.
All right, nobody does packages like Jeff Amernick. North Davidson and East Forsyth. North with 4th and goal, and look at the defense. All the fill-in-blank answers belong to Glenn. Now let's go out to Davidson County, where West Davidson was trying to come back from Monday's loss at Albemarle. Also in Davidson County, the battle for first place in the Central Carolina Conference. Jeff Amernick has all the details.
A beautiful night for homecoming in Tyro. Quarterback Dustin Hobbs starts the celebration early by knifing through the Central Chatham defense like it was butter. A 40-yard touchdown run puts the Dragons up 6-0. Hobbs scores by air also. His pass floats like a butterfly 29 yards into the waiting hands of Shane Condry. Finally, it's my man number 8, Drew Snyder. He's crossing in from the 1-yard line. West Davidson romps for homecoming, 56-0. Brett Pierce invites us to the Battle of Lexington. The Yellow Jackets sting the Spartans early in the second half. Corey Holt goes yard on this long touchdown pass to Orrin Callaway. Lexington leads 24-17. Central responds. Quarterback Brandon Evans sneaks in from the 1 to tie the game, but late in the fourth quarter, on 4th and 12, Corey Holt threads the needle, and Sean Holmes comes up with a great catch between 2 Spartan defenders. All you can say is, wow. Lexington takes over first place in the division with the 37-24 win. For Touchdown Friday Night, I'm Jeff Ammernick.
All right, thank you, Jeff. North Surrey at Forbush, North 3-1 in the Mountain Valley there. Okay, let's head to the hills now. Allegheny at Elkin and Mount Airy at East Wilkes. I don't know if you're ready at home for this, but Jeff Ammernick has all your highlights.
East Wilkes starts the game with only 15 players, and it shows early. Chapin Williams rumbles 13 yards for the score. Mount Airy leads 6-0. But the Cardinals show lots of fight. Guard turned fullback Corey Cox bulls his way to the house. It's 7-6 East Wilkes early. But the dream of the improbable upset dies in the second quarter. Jamar Mason outruns everybody on the 55-yard touchdown jaunt. And Jamar does it again for the Bears. An 82-yard sprint through the raindrops and slop. Mount Airy cruises 27-7. Off to Elkin, where the Elks staked out a 28-point halftime lead over Allegheny. The conditions affected play horribly, with lots of fumbles and dropped balls. It seemed we would go highlightless until 3 minutes left in the game, when my hero, number 52, Rush Folger, strips the ball away. Rush is right, saving us with the 45-yard fumble return for the touchdown. Elkin improves to 8-1 with the 34-0 win. For Touchdown Friday Nights, this is a soggy Jeff Ammernick.
What did he say he was? Jeff Ammernick, he's the man. All right, let's check out scores. West Wilkes over North Surrey. All right, now let's talk about East Surrey. The Cardinals looking to clinch a perfect season with the win over North Surrey. Jeff Ammernick has the story.
A lot of people think senior night is the end. This is not the end, this is the beginning right here.
The Golden Eagles know there's more football to play this season. Quarterback Jonathan Wilmoth looks sharp on the pass to Kevin Hutchins. The first half offense was provided by the kicker, Michael Richardson. He's good on the 39-yarder with room to spare. Great defensive play will be Central's only hope in the playoffs. Buck Kidd keeps Shane Glenn out of the end zone on 4th down. And linebacker Josh Money gets the sack later as Central shuts out Allegheny 13-0. At East Surrey, Stephen Flincham and Jeremy East make up the rolling wounded, but it doesn't bother the Cardinals as Trenton Love rumbles, then spins, then speeds 28 yards for the score, and the route is on. Being hurt isn't all that bad, but Jeremy East does miss out as Antonio Galloway is the recipient of the Chase Smith touchdown pass. East wins the Northwest 1A title again with the 34-8 victory over North Surrey. For Touchdown Friday Night, I'm Jeff Ammernick.
All right, thank you, Jeff Ammernick. And we'll be back with more Touchdown Friday Night with the Daily Count. All right, let's go to Forsyth County. All 8 teams made the playoffs. Carver and Glenn hosting their games at home, and Jeff Ammernick has the story.
The Bobcats opened their championship hunt with Kings Mountain, but it's the Mountaineers who strike first. Quarterback Chris Jolly, the 4-yard touchdown pass to Derek Smith. Glenn's Sean Moore takes matters into his own hands. He caps off the Bobcats' first drive with the 5-yard touchdown run to tie the score. Sean Moore kept the Bobcats going tonight, flying through the air for his second touchdown of the game. It ties it at 14. Coach Dickie Klein asks for more of more. Sean caps off the first half with his 3rd touchdown, this one a 20-yarder. Glenn wins 40-28. Over at Carver, it's a blowout in the making, but still some razzle-dazzle in the Yellow Jacket attack. Hakeem Muhammad is the hook. and Jason Jowers is the latter. QB Jamar Pitts caps his night with a 7-yard touchdown run. With a 47-point lead, it's time for the backups. D'Angelo Gray makes the most of his time in the spotlight. Gray gets the 11-yard touchdown run, and Carver is sneaking state title.
One down, 4 more to go.
For Touchdown Friday night, I'm Jeff Amernick.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And Southern Guilford.
That's right. We move now to the great Northwest, as in 1A and 1AA. That's what we're talking for playoff purposes. Jeff Amernick has our great pictures for our purposes.
Those annoying thundersticks have made their way to Elkin. QB Matt Reniger sets them off with the 1-yard touchdown run. Strong defense is the key to a long playoff run. Big Vince Reese leads the Bucking Elks here. This looks like a busted play, but everything senior, Matt Reniger, he's a quarterback, he's a defensive back, he's also a kicker, gets a 50-yard gain, he goes down to the 9. Then, of course, he kicks a 24-yard field goal. Elkin advances with the 36-8 win over Lakewood. The long ride to Pilot Mountain finds the Cardinals looking for their first ever playoff shutout. It's not going to happen. Antonio Gaithers goes 38 yards for the Hendersonville score. Don't worry, Coach Diamond. Quarterback Chase Smith will hit Antonio Galloway for the 11-yard touchdown pass. East is up 35-6. Chris Griggs caps his night by upending Ike Thompson. East Surrey cruises 35-12.
3 more games.
For Touchdown Friday night, I'm Jeff Amernick.
Thank you, Jeff. Reynolds hosting Hope County, which eliminated Mount Tabor.
All right, the Class II AA semifinals feature 2 area teams when the Red Raiders of High Point Andrews travel to Reedsville. Winner goes to the state finals. Jeff Amernick has the story.
The Reedsville Rams try to warm themselves before the game, but it's the Red Raiders who are hot early. Quarterback Mario Melton splashes his way 7 yards to the frozen house. Andrews leads 7-zip. The Rams have their own icebreaker. He's receiver Jerome Simpson. He leaps over 2 Raiders to catch the 7-yard Anthony Cruz touchdown pass. Anthony Cruz and Jerome Simpson warmed up the Reedsville night in the second half. This, a 14-yard touchdown pass, gives the Rams a 12-7 lead. Superman Simpson iced the Red Raiders with his 3rd touchdown reception. Reedsville goes on to win 26-15.
A whole lot of people didn't think we was gonna be here. Hey, but we've proven that we are. We ain't been here 40 years, but we about to win next week.
At the beginning of the playoffs, he told us we had to go 5-0 through this, and so far we're 4-0. We got 1 more to go. We're gonna do it.
The Rams go to Grove Stadium next Saturday, confident they will win their first state title since 1963. In Reedsville, Jeff Amernick, WXII 12 Sports.
All right, thank you, Jeff. The show was dragging until you showed up. The Panthers, they showed up big today. All right, the schools are an easy driving distance apart. The students party together, study together, and who knows what else together. But they've only played basketball against each other just once. For A&T and Wake Forest, today was meeting number 2. Jeff Amernick has the story.
The Aggies are hoping for their first win of the year, but the Deacons come out too quick. Teron Downey finds Vitas Danilus for the backdoor dunk. Wake up 9-1. Freshman Justin Gray gets 3 of his 13 points the old-fashioned way. Stephen Koger shows his Aggie pride. He leads them with 14. But it's not enough. Josh Howard drains the tray. The Deeks are up 20, 43-23. With the win in hand, the only question is the century mark. Steve Lepore delights the crowd as Wake Forest cruises 104-64.
You learn a lot in a game like this. When those other kids get to play, you see them under battle conditions, if you will.
This isn't high school, like Coach always told me, and each game you just got to suck it up and just soak in whatever you learn and just try to keep it in your head.
The Deacons finish their MEAC tour Monday night with Bethune-Cookman. Jeff Amernick, WXII 12 Sports.
All right, thank you, Jeff. The Carolina Tar Heels. Virginia came back to town this week on another 3-game streak. The Deeks hoping for a different outcome and continuing their stay on top of the ACC. Jeff Amernick has tonight's story.
The Deacons come out in their sixth-man T-shirts and hope to rev up the Joel. Josh Howard gets off to a quick start. The steal and jumper puts the Deacs up 6-2. Junior guard Todd Billett is known for his shooting ability, not his fashion sense. Nice headband, Todd. But his 14 first-half points led the Wahoos to a 35-30 halftime lead. Wake Forest, of course, battles back. Vitas Danilou scores 21. His jumper 5 minutes into the second half gives the Deacs a 1-point lead. Justin Gray has been the masked man for the Deacs the last 3 games. Virginia would not go away quietly. Elton Brown's bucket with 3 minutes left gives them a 4-point lead. Josh Howard refuses to lose in his senior season, scoring 28 to lead everyone. Score tied, and with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, the suddenly unmasked Justin Gray throws in the prayer off the glass. Wake Forest holds on to win 75-71.
Well, the part that's really hard to get him to get is where you jump into the guy and throw it off the backboard, you know, from 21, 22 feet. And we don't really shoot a high percentage of those.
Justin, why did you take off your mask before you came in last time?
I was frustrated. You know how a good shooter say it's never the shooter, you know, and I thought it was the mask. And so I was like, let me get rid of this mask. And then, so I guess you won't be seeing that for a while.
Hitting you that these are your last games?
It's starting to, yeah. Kind of the day was like, I was like, well, it's 5 more. I mean, 2 more at home. It's been a great time. I just got to stay focused right now. Take care of these young guys like I know they're going to take care of me.
Jeff Amrinick, WXII 12 Sports.
All right, thank you, Jeff. The CIAA tournament kicks off tomorrow in...
And welcome back to Slam Dunk Friday night. Time to tackle the 1A semifinals. Let's head back to Hickory. Tolly Cars at Lenore-Ryan College. Tolly?
Well, Dave, I'm not just giving lip service here, but the best basketball game I saw last year was Mount Airy and Thomasville. It was very close, comes down to the end, and Mount Airy wins, and they go on to win a state championship. Well, it's a rematch this year. The winner goes to the Western Regional Final with a chance to go to the States, and our Jeff Amrinick was there. He has the story.
Mount Airy's looking for another state title, while the Bulldogs are after payback for last year's regional defeat. Opening 14 minutes was a seesaw, Ryan Denny doing his part for the Bears, while the big man, Brandon Setzer, was working hard off the glass for Thomasville. After Justin Brim's jumper gives Mount Airy a 3-point cushion, the Dogs get angry, going on a 10-0 run to end the half. It's capped by Brian Shore's 3-pointer. The run continued into the second half. John Benjamin gets the hoop and some harm. Brandon Setzer was a monster in the middle. The block on Brim, then the great outlet pass to a streaking Roy Peak. Thomasville leads 37-23. Roy Peak finished with 22, but he dazzled the crowd with his dribbling and passing. Junior Thorne is the recipient. Mount Airy never quits. Sammy Gentry leads them with 16 points, but it's not enough as Thomasville gets their redemption with the 70-63 win.
Sure, because it was a heartbreaking loss last year. We wanted to come out, play good defense and rebound, and that's what we did.
I really going to talk tomorrow because I want to go to Hill first. I ain't really done yet. I ain't confident what I came here for. So come holler at me tomorrow after the game. I'll be ready to talk then.
For Slam Dunk Friday night in Hickory, I'm Jeff Amrinick.
Well, Dave, you have to like what you hear from Roy Peak. He says business is unfinished and he wants a trip to the eastern part of the state so they can play in those state finals. And I know as sportscasters, we don't pull for teams, but to have Mount Airy win last year, it's kind of good to see maybe Thomasville get a shot at that state title this year, but they'll have to get a win tomorrow. Very exciting ball game, as usual, when those two guys get together. Dave?
Yeah, that Roy Peak, we'll have to get him out of his shell if they win. He's kind of shy. Thank you, Tolly. We'll check back with you later in the show. Second game. College. Kemp Phillips' brother, of course, Kemp, the coach at Mount Airy, his brother Kent, the coach at Starmount, and the Rams playing Maiden. Blue Devils get off to the fast start in this one. After we watch the Rams get ready for the game, Adam Loing, 3-pointer from the corner. He's got it. Maiden scores the first 7 points of the game, but the Rams come back. Matthew Dinkins drives, left-handed layup, goes down. Now watch Andrew Porter. He's going to calmly pick up the loose ball. Calm, and might as well shoot it. Hits the jumper there. And then Porter's going to show a little driving and dishing, and Matthew Pardue says thank you very much. Maiden up 1 at the half. But the Blue Devils cruise to the 56-44 win. Starmount is eliminated. Time now to head down.
And welcome to Slam Dunk Saturday. Wake Forest has won their first outright ACC title for the first time since 1962. Have you heard that enough this week yet? Well, I don't know. If players would have had Walkmans back then in '62, though, they would have listened to Tony Bennett on road trips. I left my heart in San Francisco. That was a popular song back then. 41 years later, the music a little different, the words still the same. Wake Forest regular season champs. Jeff Ammernick has the story of today's tough ball game against NC State.
An emotional senior day for Parkland grad and NC State star Clifford Crawford. C-Dub was flying from the start. The fast break slam dunk electrifies the pack. Then the nifty crossover move, which fools Teron Downey and puts NC State up 26-17. The only Deacon showing up in the first half was Josh Howard, scoring 14 of Wake's 27 first half points, while the Pack's 54% shooting from the floor allowed them to stake out an 11-point halftime lead. The Wake Forest alarm clock goes off at halftime. Jamal Levy's three-pointer, 5 minutes in, ties the score at 46. Justin Gray continues to be a spark plug off the bench. His hot shooting puts Wake up 6. NC State's big dance plans were fading fast, but they mount a comeback with Scooter Sherrill and Clifford Crawford giving them a 3-point lead late. Score tied at 74 and time running out. Justin Gray throws up a prayer, but the rebound goes to Josh Howard. He's hacked milliseconds before the shot clock goes off. Herb can't believe it, but lead official Larry Rose confirms it on video replay. J-Ho, my player of the year, calmly sinks his free throws. State's last gasp is intercepted by Howard. Wake Forest wins its first outright ACC regular season title in 41 years with the 78-72 victory.
As a little kid, dreaming of winning the ACC, and then at the end when they put the ball in my hands and me and Josh had to play, that's a dream also. But I'm just happy.
It looked to me as if the shot clock had went off, and I can't really tell you. It's very, very fluky.
It's gonna be a memory, especially for me and Steve, as seniors, going out this way. It's these young guys, I'm always remember them, but we can't like just focus on this winning this outright. We just gotta continue to play hard.
In Raleigh, Jeff Ammernick, WXII 12 Sports.
Thank you, Jeff. Good game today, and on tap for tomorrow in the ACC. Hopefully some more good ball.
All right, Tolly, thanks very much. We move out west now. 2 matchups that pit Surry County teams against Yadkin County teams for the Surry-Yadkin battles. Let's hear from our pal, Jeff Ammernick.
We'll start our 2003 season at a sultry Starmount High School. North Surrey's Quincy Johnson stops Aubrey Reniger cold at the goal line. But the very next play, the Greyhounds can't stop Ram quarterback James Houston. The 5-yard touchdown scamper puts Starmount up 10-0. James Houston makes the Rams offense go. He finds fullback Brian Snow in the flats, and Snow has a nose for that pylon. Houston also got some liftoff on this 14-yard touchdown pass to Ben Howell. Starmount cruises to the 30-13 victory over North Surrey.
2, 3,
Down 421 to Forbush we go, where it's a bug's life. The Falcons have been bit by the injury bug, but backup QB Brian Reniger and Jacob Swain hook up for the spectacular first down. It's not enough to slow the Golden Eagles. Jordan Tucker lumbers his way to the house. The 7-yard run caps Surrey Central's 20-0 win at Forbush. For Touchdown Friday night, I'm a bugged-out Jeff Ammernick.
Bugged out indeed. Thank you, Chim Chim. When we come back, we'll head to Davidson County. Touchdown Friday night, along with the Mount Tabor Spartans and Tolly Carr. I'm Dave Gorn. We're going to head up the mountain now to Stokes County. 2 of the county's programs that have had trouble winning, West Stokes and North Stokes. Our Jeff Ammernick has that, along with a story from Forsyth County on Carver and North Forsyth.
Some big intra-county games tonight. 2 young teams battling in Stokes County. North Stokes jumps on the board first with the 11-yard touchdown pass. Andrew Joyce to Dusty Lawson. Both West and North need to work on the basics. 8 first-half turnovers makes you wonder why they started the season so early. The Wildcats would regroup to pull out the 14-7 victory. The shock of the night, the halftime score at North Forsyth. That's right, the defending state champs were down 31-8.
The first drive of the third quarter is going to determine this game.
The Vikings knew the Jackets had some sting in them, but Carver's offense was slowed when running back Sean Moore was sidelined by leg cramps. On the first play of the fourth quarter, Carver QB Herb Miller scores to cut the lead to 31-16. Some sensational defense down the stretch preserves the first big upset of the season, as North Forsyth serves notice that they are for real, winning 31-16.
Hey, expect bigger things from North.
For Touchdown Friday Night, I'm Jeff Ammernick.
And congratulations to Bill Oakley, his first win at North Forsyth. Let's go to West Davidson. All right, let's go back to Forsyth County. Public schools, we have private schools. Jeff Emmernick has the story.
The Furies looking to go to my favorite place, the house. But first they gotta play D. Linebacker William Hinkle doesn't buy the play fake and crushes Andy Horn for the loss. FCD's offense looked shaky in the first half. QB William Burr runs for his life, then throws the pick to Chris Zagowski. That leads to Andy Horn's beautiful 24-yard pass to Drew Cook. Cook is finally tackled in the end zone, 7-0 Chargers. Providence controlled the second half, winning 41-8. Down to West Forsyth we go to find another tight game and some more kids who'll do anything to be on Touchdown Friday night. This one all came down to Glenn needing to go 93 yards in just 3 minutes with a freshman QB at the helm. Jamie DeGeer gets help from his tailback, Antonio Livingston, and when huge James Singletary busts loose for a 39-yard gain, the Bobcats were in business. Antonio Livingston walks his 5 yards to home sweet home with 38 seconds to spare. Glenn ekes out the 17-13 win over West Forsyth. For Touchdown Friday Night, I'm Jeff Ammernick.
And thank you, Jeff Ammernick. North Forsyth, which beat. And with 9 teams, the Northwest 1A is already 4 games into their conference season, Dave.
That's right, TC. And tonight, the Northwest Big Four all playing each other. Well, not like 4 games, but 2 games among the 4. In Surrey County, Jeff Ammernick has our story.
The Rams rush into Mayberry, looking to stay in first place in the Northwest 1A.
Let's go!
But the Granite Bears go first. Drew Fusel's 1-yard run gives Mount Airy the 7-0 lead. Mount Airy's not done. Quarterback Micah Chamberlain goes play-action sprint right. Chapin Williams is wide open in the house. The Bears lead 14-zip. No, not number 1 yet, boys. 2 plays later, Aubrey Reniger playing the role of Ernest T. Bass. He breaks the windows. He breaks free. It's me! It's me! It's Ernest! No, it's Aubrey Reniger, an 80-yard touchdown run. Just before the half, QB James Houston, he's quick on a draw like Barney Fife. Houston, no problems as he scores 3 touchdowns tonight. The Rams win 48-20. Down to Mount Pilot, Coach Dave Diamond doesn't like what he sees because his Cardinals just went down 21-0 on Justin Billups' 4-yard touchdown run. Then Logan Minton sacks my man Jeremy East in the end zone for a safety. Elkin may have no place in the Andy Griffin universe, but with Justin Billups running over people, the Elks administered a good old-fashioned butt-whooping, winning 37-0. For Touchdown Friday Night, I'm Jeff Ammernick.
And thank you, Jeff. The other half of North Davidson.
Twins. On the football now, homecoming for Appalachian State today. On the plate, East Tennessee State. Our roving reporter Jeff Ammernick was on the scene, sampling some barbecue and taking in today's game.
Homecoming's the last dance for these longtime rivals. East Tennessee is dropping football after this season. The Mountaineers opened up very flat. QB Richie Williams is dropped for a loss, while the Bucks played to win. A 7-minute drive in the second quarter is capped with an Andre Brooks touchdown run. ETSU led 7-zip at the half.
So our back was against the wall.
The coaches gave us a good pep talk.
Coach's pep talk woke up Richie Williams. The sophomore quarterback keeps on the option. It's a great decision as he streaks down to the house on a 40-yard gallop. This would lead to another App State touchdown. Add in some smothering defense from Katie Stovall and the D-line. Mix in 190 hard-pounding rushing yards from Alan Atwater. Cap it with a beautiful play-action pump-fake pass, Richie Williams to Sterling Haywood style. It rejuvenates App State's season with a 21-7 homecoming victory over East Tennessee State.
We had a slow start coming in, right, the first couple of games with a couple of losses. But now I think we every week we get better, and we're just going to go out there and play our game, be focused, and be hungry, and go out there and win games.
In Boone, Jeff Amernick, WXII 12 Sports.
Thank you, Jeffrey.